Okay, it's been a good while since I have checked out a video of Louis C.K. This is not a very long one. The title just jumped out at me today when I was scrolling through my to watch list to try to figure out what I wanted to check out. And I decided that this one was going to be the one for today. So I sort of kind of know where his mind is at, I think. But I'm not going to really try to guess where he's going to go with this. So let's see. And excuse my dog if you can hear her in the background. She's got to burr up her butt about something, and she is just barking and barking. I don't know if you can hear her from here. She's quiet right now. Okay, let's go ahead. Oops, sorry. That's too low. I'm assuming you guys can hear it better than I can. I'm going to turn it up on my end. I don't know. I get confused about how the settings work sometimes because, well, whatever. Okay, here we go.
It's different. Like if murder was legal, I might have killed a few people. I don't know. I'd love to think, I would never do that. But we really need the law against murder. For one simple reason. The law against murder is the number one thing preventing murder.
Yes. At the same time, it doesn't really does it when somebody decides they're going to do something. That's the crazy thing. I mean, that's the thing about the law. And trying to, so the law legislates people's actions if they violate somebody else. But then you also have people involved in politics who try to use the law to legislate morality, like prohibition and outlawing adultery and all that stuff. And it's just, but yes, he's true. He's true. Oh my gosh, listen to this. He's right, but it doesn't do the best job, I don't think. I don't know. Maybe it would be worse if there was no law in the books against murder.
We'd like to think it's because I would never do that. No, it's because it really sucks getting caught murdering. A lot. If murder was legal or just a misdemeanor, like you get a thing in the mail, shit, they had a camera there.
Dang it, that camera.
If murder was legal, there would be so much murder. Regular people would murder. Murderers would murder even more. And then really nice, sweet people would murder a few people. But nobody would murder no people.
Oh, I don't buy that for a second, honestly, you guys. I don't believe that for a second. I know he's saying that for comedic effect, but I don't think that's the case. But anyway.
But nobody would murder no people. You wouldn't trust somebody who didn't murder. If murder was legal, you wouldn't like them. I never killed anybody. Okay, nice meeting you. Ugh. What a creep.
Okay, this guy.
I mean, not even a hooker. Live a life. What's wrong with that guy? He's like a Mormon or some shit. I hate those guys. I think he's nice. Shut up, Janet. It would just...
Okay.
If murder was legal, there would be a lot of murder. Children would behave very differently because mostly parents would be murdering their own kids. That's mostly what would happen if murder was legal. You'd be, you go to a mall, there'd be like 8 different moms in the mall just, I told you to stop it! You didn't listen to me! You'd be stepping over dead kids. It'd be like a new problem.
Oh my gosh. What an imagination.
You have to clean up your kids when you kill them because it's gross. It's bad for the environment. If you murder your child in a public place, please use one of the red bags that are in the dispensers every 3 feet of America. Put your murdered child in the red bag with a logo of a murdered kid on it. next to the other logo that tells you not to let your alive kid play with a plastic bag because they might suffocate. In which case, you could just leave them in the bag.
Oh, I stopped it just in time. Yes. It's a constant struggle with this thing. Okay, well, that was funny. Obviously quite morbid, right? I guess it would feel, I don't know. I was kind of thinking of things like the Wild Wild, listen to me, the Wild Wild West. Thinking about that show. The Wild West. But honestly, I don't know enough about that time period to really speculate on whether or not it was true that people could just do their own thing and there was no law against murder, because I has there ever really been a society where there's no law or no ramifications against something like murder? I don't think so. But when you think of different time periods where the law was more, relaxed when it came to stuff like that, I don't know how much murder there really would have been going on. Because maybe if everybody... Oh my gosh, there they go. Sorry. What was I saying? Oh, I was getting ready to say that I think that probably people would behave themselves a little better because maybe they'd be afraid if they misbehaved, they would get quickly murdered. So maybe people would sort of police themselves a little bit. I know this is kind of my no, I can't really say this is my libertarian brain thinking, because what are they barking at?
Well, I was coming down to ask you the same thing they're barking at.
Is someone out there talking to your dad?
I was thinking, wait, did Timothy and Matt show up?
No, they're not coming until May. You're making me lose my train of thought. I don't even remember what I was saying before you came in here. Short-term memory loss.
Then you're dyslexic.
And I know I'm not dyslexic. What was I saying? I was saying that no, that's not accurate to call it my libertarian brainerman way of thinking, because libertarians in general are not in favor of no laws against, things that violate someone else's human rights. So I was just trying to think out loud or wonder whether people would police themselves and behave themselves, and maybe murder wouldn't be quite as bad if it really weren't legal. But at the same time, the reality is there are plenty of bad people in the world. And laws don't stop things like murder or other bad actions, but I don't really know how much of a deterrent are they really for people who have decided that they're going to kill somebody. Like things like, no firearm policy or whatever in public places, that doesn't stop somebody who's decided they're going to do something bad. I guess maybe you could argue that it would stop people from acting rashly, like if they had a weapon on themselves in a public place and they got in some sort of altercation. Maybe in the heat of the moment, they would be inclined to do something that they would regret, that they wouldn't otherwise do if they didn't have a weapon. So I guess in that case, maybe certain laws will, or laws can help kind of keep those things down. But yeah, it sounds like I'm arguing against laws against murder, but that's not true. I believe it's very good to have laws against murder. I'm just speculating out loud as to how prevalent it really would be if it was legal. But that's funny. It's obviously a twisted thing to think about. And but he made it funny. Made a morbid topic funny, as comedians often do. So, well, okay. I don't have anything else, so I'm going to move along and check out something else, you guys. Later.